I'm Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel and to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today we are working on a build for another collab. This one is for the Simmering Summer save file, and it's where myself and a ton of other very talented simmers went in and rebuilt the worlds of Oasis Springs, Sulani, and Tartosa. In my opinion, these three worlds like literally scream summer and warmth and sun, so it's very fitting for this time of year, at least if you're here in the northern hemisphere. And yeah, so if you want information for that collab, definitely make sure you check down in the description below. It is being hosted by Gardenova Sims and Create for Sims, and if you don't know who those two are, you're under a rock somewhere. What are you doing? Go figure it out. But also, there are also a ton of other simmers down below that you should definitely know about and check out their builds, so please do that and follow the hashtag, all that good stuff. But let's start talking about the build. The shape clearly is pretty much together at this point. This is pretty much what it looks like. I chose a pretty big lot because when this collab first got announced and we were picking lots and things, I was like, I could totally tackle this. I think it's a 40 by 30. I was like, it's not too big, but it's not really small either, but I can totally do it. I have plenty of time. Those are my famous last words because lo and behold, I was like, oh my god, struggling at first when I was first attempting building here. And I kept trying to do these large homes, and there were a few I kind of liked the shape of, but then others I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't like it. I kept bulldozing and saving my drafts to the gallery, or not to the gallery, but to my library, just in case, you know. That's always a good safe tip if you don't know what you're going for and you're just trying different things. So yeah, but luckily we got this out in time, and the decision ended up just being, what if I just do 2 homes and just split it up like townhomes? And here we are. I think I'm calling it desert townhomes, desert townhouses, but I thought this was super cute. I feel like builds like these, ever since For Rent came out, have been much more common. They've been done before, but it's nice to kind of have a space where 2 families or 2 Sims can live. So, yay! Here are 2 townhouses in the desert. It's very For Rent forward and all of that stuff, but I think I ended up having to change some things because I realized that this was supposed to be a limited pack build. So a lot of these details you are going to see change over the course of the video after I realized what happened, but we were only allowed to use base game, My Wedding Stories, and Island Living. So pretty much anything that those 3 worlds came in. And I mean, I thought it was a really good challenge, and honestly, it didn't hurt me too much with the style. Right now, for example, the roofing is definitely from, I believe, For Rent. So we had to change that, but there's a close similar base game type roofing. It's not as crisp and gorgeous as this one is, but it's a close second, so we got the same vibes going, and that's okay. Here we are landscaping. I wanted this to look very lush because we are in the more lush part of Oasis Springs. Obviously you can tell that by all the green grass around. There are other parts of the world where it's just sandy, and then if you do a lush landscaping like this, it kind of looks off. But that's also my opinion. It can happen, but I personally like to try and blend in the world a little bit. I try to look around and pull out plants that I can spot around, but I mean, we got lots of purples and pinks and greenery around. Then we have this little fountain area also in the front. So creating this path was a struggle for me, and you can see I kind of gave up right there, but we're gonna go back to it in a little bit. Right now I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this part. I actually really liked using these flat garden path stones, not really for like a path. It wasn't really necessary, and I'm sorry if you just heard my iPad kind of thing go off, so sorry about that, a little notification. If you heard it, I don't know if you did, but I digress. Using this flat garden path stone was such a cute idea. I felt like it gave it like a little bit of a interest, you know, and they're not like lining up right now, and I don't think I lined them up, so you can kind of see one of the townhomes is kind of pushed back like by one grid, and I kind of did that on purpose because I thought it'd be fun to play with like the dimensions or whatever. I mean, artsy terms, if you know them, you know them. So I'm not technically an artiste, but I've taken some art classes, if that makes sense. Well, I took a lot of graphic design. I actually have an associate's degree in graphic design, but it's not something I kind of kept up with too well, so the terminology gets lost on me sometimes. Anyway, we are coming back to figuring out this path, and I really wanted to do a brick path like this. Like, I knew that that's what I wanted because I think there was a reference picture. A reference picture that I don't think I saved because I keep doing that. Either that it's super buried, but over on Pinterest, love Pinterest, and yeah, I don't know. I was like, I need this brick path. I just need it in my life, and let's make it work. So here we are making it work, and we put like a little more of a greenery in between these paths so that it kind of splits from the street. Oh, it's not because of a reference picture. It's because of that brick in the road. Silly me. Never mind. Anyway, we are using now this debug item, which is technically a bag of flour. And I've seen this mostly, this trick, the first time I seen the trick was a Kate Emerald video. And then there was a while where I just never used it. And now I just like always use it because it's kind of cute. But it's really nice for kind of lining up the path and making things blend in a little bit. So yeah, I like doing that. And I enjoyed how the front kind of turned out, and we're just kind of adding some more terrain paint. But back here we have more of a, instead of doing like separate yards for each home, I thought maybe it would be cool to do like a communal area. They have their little bits of, like, they have their own porch area, and to the side there I tried to put like different activity items for, you know, I think one home is definitely a family home for sure, with at least one child sim. And then the other one is maybe for a young couple or maybe even a retired couple or something. I don't know, something of that nature. So they have more like things geared towards relaxation. I think I end up putting a hot tub back here, or I almost do, but right here I was thinking maybe they're a young couple and I'm trying to put these wedding arches in here just in case you play with that. But here's the hot tub, and I think I leave that. So yeah, but I like looking at this build from like the front, and you can see the pool, and there's that stone wall with some hanging lights, and it's super cute. But I don't know, I like the idea of having this communal area because maybe these two households are related some way. Maybe they're all family, maybe they're friends, maybe they're just neighbors who happen to live next to each other, and now they're stuck sharing this communal area, which could be fun to play, especially if you feud with your neighbors and drama ensues. So there are definitely different ways that you could play around with this. As of me recording this voiceover right now, it's not up on the gallery because I submitted my tray files, but I will make sure it's on the gallery before this video goes up, or shortly after, so if you're looking for it, please yell at me in the comments down below. But I would urge you before you do that to maybe consider downloading the save file, which I should have that information down below as well, so you can check it out. So yeah, because then you'll get this one plus all of the other ones, and how fun is that? It's just fill all your worlds with awesome builds from amazing simmers. But yeah, like I said, this one townhouse is definitely more of a like a couple without kids. They have a bar here, they have the hot tub, a grill, and then over on the other house, which I think we are working on the ones with the kid first, there's definitely more like kid elements, like toy boxes and things of that nature. So totally super fun. Here we are working on the interior of the first townhome, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure is the townhome with the family. So we're just playing around with this kitchen and trying to fit these cabinets with this window, because I love putting kitchens in my windows. I love windows in the kitchen, but sometimes it's really difficult, especially with like squishy spaces like this. So you gotta make it work and kind of, you know, finagle it to your will. Even that curtain there by the fridge is kind of clipping in, but I didn't really have any room to move that window over, because then the shutter would clip into the other room, and I was like, you know what, I can live with it. It's fine. We're totally good. It'll still be functional. Yeah, but this little kitchen area is pretty much complete. We're gonna stick in a dining table. Yeah, it's pretty much just a base game kitchen in here, because there's not too much to pull from like island living and stuff. So I mean, there are stuff, but this wasn't a very islandy home. I think I used more island living in the other townhouse, because I wanted to use it a little more and make these homes look a little different. So you might see more wedding stories come out on this townhouse, but island living in the other one, which is kind of funny because my wedding stories is like for a couple, and if the coupley build is the other one, well, I did it. Okay, I made choices and I'm sticking with them. So here we go. Now we're on to the living room, and we are looking for some curtains. I think we end up with these green ones. I feel like recently I've been really leaning towards like the green accents in houses and interiors, which I mean, I'm not mad at. Obviously, Slytherin, we love green here, but we need to kind of switch it up a little bit sometimes. But I've also had a lot of colorful builds recently. The last build I had was a 1950s family home, very mid-century modern, but also lots and lots of yellows and blues and oranges and pinks, and even greens show up in there. So if you haven't seen that yet, you should probably go check it out. But finish this one first. But that was a super fun collab too to be a part of. So I had so much fun working on that. After this one, we have a little break from collab videos. So there's another one that I have not started on yet, but that's going to be a doozy to work on, and I'm not going to spoil it here for you guys. But I really should get started on that one, and now thinking about it's making me a little nervous. But that we got a couple weeks for that. We'll get there. But yeah, what else is going on? There's been a leak for the next expansion pack, and I've been seeing a lot of like discourse in the community. I mean, when isn't there? Whether or not we like the leaks or not. I like leaks to a certain extent. Like it doesn't bother me to be like, oh, this is the next concept leaked from the pack or whatever, and not having too much detail. But I feel like this time we have a ton of details, and I'm not going to like add fuel to it, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, this is too much information for a leak. And honestly, yeah, it is way too much information for a leak. So I'm not going to do that. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like to see the leaks in The Sims 4, or are you kind of getting tired of it like I am? Tell me down below. Here is probably in this bedroom, which would be like the parent bedroom, is where I actually use island living for this side of the build, so that's fun. I almost went like full on green with the nightstands, but I thought different of it, although it was a very pretty green, so I might have to use that in another build one day. But this room, I imagine, isn't technically meant to be a bedroom. It's more of like a den because of these large glass doors that just open up into the exterior or the backyard, the communal area nonetheless. So like normally I would say like use that as like a laundry room or an extra sitting room or a mud room or something like that, but I imagine that this family needed the space, so they used that as their bedroom, and you wouldn't want to put your kid in that bedroom because large glass doors, you know? So that's what we did. So the kid gets to be upstairs in this nice large bedroom that I almost put 2 kids in, but I was struggling with it, I'll be honest with you, and maybe I could have like made the landing here a little bigger, but instead I used that as a tiny little office space. And here we are going to work on the kids bedroom. So super fun kids bedroom. I definitely made sure there was a lot of toys and a lot of clutter. I do end up changing the wallpaper in here, I believe. I have to kind of like jog my memory a little bit here. It has been a while. I actually just came back home, as of the time recording this video, from a little vacation where I spent a few days on the lake, and honestly, so awesome. It was like a little lake house big enough to fit my large family, because we did a little family reunion, and we haven't done that in years, like to get together with all the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins' kids, like literally you name them, they were there, and it was so fun. And I'm very happy I didn't get sunburned because I am pale as a ghost, and my dad's side of the family is very good with like tanning. They have the perfect skin. They'll just tan, right? And that was pretty much the family at this little vacation resort place, right? And my mother's side of the family does not do that, and my siblings are so lucky because they got that gene. But me, I will just burn, and then I will peel, and then I will be white as a ghost again, and then it's very likely that the same thing would happen again. Like most people can like burn and get that good first layer in the summer, and then maybe they're pale after that burn goes away, but then their next time out they'll tan, right? Because they've got that first base layer kind of going already. Not me. No, I'll stay pale, and then I will suffer. And now we are off to start the other build, the other townhouse on this lot. And I wanted it to be slightly different. The layout is pretty similar to the other one, but the first one was very traditional, you know, very, traditional. I don't know how else to explain it right now. But here I wanted it to be maybe more leaning towards more modern style, but not like too modern. So I end up using these base game counters, and we get some of the cabinets I think in here. And it's slightly bigger than the other kitchen because it wraps around both walls, which is kind of fun. So there's differences, but there's also similarities, as you guys can see. And of course, unlike the other townhouse, there is no child sim or kid sim living over here in my imagination, unless you guys want to, you know, take things into your own hands and give it a go yourself, and add someone here. You will just have to try and figure out the bedroom situation, because in the room, and I gotta say this right now. Hold on. I totally just put in a different swatch of a counter. So, oops. Oh, I hate when that happens, and I did not catch that. Wow, funny. Anyway, what was I saying? The bedroom situation, because the den area that I mentioned, like the one that walks out into the shared communal space, here is used as like a legit office, and you can probably actually put laundry in there if you have that available in your game. Definitely totally up to you. But yeah, it could be an older couple or it could be a younger couple. Really, really up to you. But as you can see, we've got a lot of island living representing over here, from curtains to we have that wall shelf piece. I always forget about that piece, but I kind of like it. But I never use it, you know? Oh, it's one of those things. Don't you guys have like a lot of objects that you tend to forget about and then you pull it out and I'm like, I have to use this more often, but then you don't? And then you use the same old stuff over and over and over again. But oh well, that's the life of a builder. You just figure out what works for you and then you go with that and you stick to it sometimes. But here is going to be the living space, pretty similar to the other one. Nothing honestly too exciting. We're just trying to figure out curtains because we are limited pack here. The curtain choices aren't the best. and I didn't want to like keep repeating, but I think I end up with these I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we need more base game curtains, and I don't know, maybe that's something they can do in the battle pass for us if they would like. That would be kind of sweet. Um I don't know. So the battle pass thing, I think I talked about it a little bit in my last video. I mean, for a while I was like, I don't really care, and then getting the items wasn't working for me and I didn't push it, but then I was kind of like, but why isn't it working for me? Mostly because I kind of wanted that pillow. It's kind of all I really wanted, to be honest. But it wasn't working for me, and then what I ended up having to do was, because I would get to the login screen and then I would click on the freezer the freezer bunny up there, but nothing would pop up. But when I would click on anything else, things would pop up. So I was like, that's weird. And then I went to the forums and it said it could be like mods or whatever. So I disabled my mods, logged back in, and then boom, I had 7 things I was able to claim. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks. And one of those 7 things was the pillow. But that's not here because I didn't have it yet. So, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about that, but I also do get FOMO sometimes, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. As long as we don't have to pay for stuff, I'm good. Because if we have to pay for those little things like that, that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Because I definitely lose interest in games like that very often. I get sucked into like mobile games all the time because I get very addicted to it. And then this, for a while, I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch an ad to get this perk or all this stuff. And then I get tired of the ads. And then it's like, I could pay to get rid of the ads, or I can pay to get more items or more things to help with the game. But eventually I'm like, no, I think I'm done. And I hope that's not where this is going with this, but I guess we will see. Hopefully not, because that would be no bueno. Anyway, here is like the den area, which I said is an office, but I totally forgot that it is also a painting studio. I do put a desk and like a computer in here, but you can paint in here, which it's always good to have some kind of creative activity, I feel like, in a lot. I tend to sometimes forget activities, and then, because to me that's something like, I don't know what your sim is gonna need, you know? Like, I don't know. Unless I'm specifically building for a painter, then yeah, that's about it. But yeah, we are finishing up. I think we just have to finish up this room and go upstairs for the bedroom, but that's going to be super quick. So while we are doing that, I want to urge you all again to please check out all of the amazing builders down below. Special thanks to Gardenova Sims and Create for Sims for hosting this collab and getting us all together. And I know it's a lot of work, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was super fun. I am honored to be a part of it, and I hope you guys really do go check all of the builds out because I've seen some sneak peeks and we've got a very talented group of simmers here. I mean, this whole community is so talented in general, but like, it's insane how good these builds are. So go and check them out. But also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here too. And yeah, if you want to see more videos, definitely go watch them because I am getting close to 4,000 watch hours, and that would be pretty freaking awesome, to be honest. It was awesome to unlock YouTube Partner a while ago, but that was like the first basic tier of YouTube Partner, and I haven't done anything with it yet. So if there's something you guys want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below or reach out wherever. Anyway, the bedroom up here is very islandy and pretty much nearly complete. So I am going to let you guys go. I know I haven't been doing video tours only because of some time restraints I have, but I do have screenshots in the end card here. So thanks again for watching, and I hope I get to talk to you very, very soon. Bye!